Hey there, I just wanted to give you all a quick look at my 2020 RAM Promaster camper van. As far as the exterior of the van goes, I added some Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires on it. Tinted the front windows, which keep it much cooler in the summertime. Put that back slider window in, just on this passenger side. So now I'll take you inside and show you what I've done with the interior. Right away you can see this lagoon table. These are really nice. They'll swivel all over the place, and it's actually kind of handy. I can swivel it around and have a nice table for my passenger swivel seat. Usually just leave it up when I'm driving, but you can very easily with this little deal here. Just unscrew it and stow it underneath the bed, no problem. Under this passenger seat I installed a Webasto heater here. So I took out the factory jack that's stored under there and replaced it with the Webasto heater. It runs off gasoline from the gas tank on the Promaster and uses only about a gallon for every 24 hours of heat. It's really key on staying comfy here in the Northwest in the wintertime. For curtains in the van, I just used some Velcro up here and also Velcro on the back of the curtain. So these stay up here nicely and come off really quick. So here's the other curtain for that passenger side. So I wanted the closet over here to store plenty of clothes, and also have the portable, it's a 5-gallon toilet down there. It's a cassette toilet. And I also wanted the seat still to go fully back, so I utilized that, and then I had some extra storage room back here. Put a broom. I also have the window cover, the shade, and then just a foam roller back there. So nice for some extra space in there. Moving on over with the kitchen. Decided to go all electric with this kitchen. There's no propane for the van except for the shower, which I'll show you in a bit. So this is an induction burner. It'll utilize up to 1800 watts. Usually I'll just cook around 700 to 1000 watts, which will do plenty fine. And then over here I've got a nice deep sink. The faucet pulls out and also has the spray function. And a little soap dispenser over there. As far as the water system on this, I've got 3 6-gallon jugs. Right now I've utilized that right one for a gray water tank, but what I've done is I put a valve just like you would see on the side of a house, so you can either run the water directly under the van through a hose, or you can fill up that gray water tank, say if you're in town and you want to collect the water. And so up top I incorporated a microwave built into the cabinet that I built for the van. I think it runs on about 800 watts or so. It's a Black & Decker. So really convenient to warm up coffee in the morning, reheat leftovers, or whatever you want to do. Got a little shelf over here, good for bread or fruit or something like that. And then I have 2 doors, 2 foot each. I have struts that lift those up and hold them up. I put some Tic Tac tiles back here. So you have to use like a vinyl sort of tile for these vans. You can't use any sort of rigid stone material, otherwise it'll crack down the road. Down in the lower part of my cabinet I put a stainless steel fridge and freezer in here. So I've got the fridge down here and then a little shelf up top, and then back in here I've got a freezer section. For the drawers on this cabinet, I utilized these push lock latches, so they'll stay nice and closed when I'm driving. Over on this passenger side I've got a 4-foot wide bench that I built, and then this table acts as like a nice dinner table workstation. On the right side I've got my electrical system. Everything except the inverter, which is in the garage under the bed. So I've got 300 amp hours of battery, the charge controller there, fuse box, and then a battery isolator that charges the house batteries off of the van battery when the van's running. Then on this left side I've got kind of like a pantry. It's for canned goods, heavier stuff. Next to the bed over here I've got the switch to turn on the inverter, and then also a couple 110 outlets to plug in whatever you want to plug in. Got a 2000 watt inverter in this, so it'll run pretty much everything, including obviously the stovetop and the microwave. Now under this bed I built a door to kind of hide all of the garage junk when you're driving, but one of the nice things is if you had any long items, say a surfboard or something, you can stick that through here and throw anything up to 12 or 14 feet or so in the van. In the garage area I put a couple lights up here. It's because it's a little darker of a space. I've got the 2000 watt inverter mounted back here. It's because it needs a bit more space than I had inside the box. Plus it needs a bit better ventilation since it does get warmer. Put some shelves back here above the wheel boxes and then a bungee across. That way you can mount things like, so I got my bike tire here. On the other side I've got a helmet, bike helmet, and some shoes and whatnot. This flooring is really nice. It's waterproof and pretty durable. Comes in a 10-foot wide section that you can just cut out to the exact dimensions of the garage van. Went with some lighter colored floor and painted the walls and the ceiling white just to keep it kind of feeling airy and spacious in here. Over here I've got 2 light switches, one for the fronts and one for the backs. And then over here I've got the control for the Webasto heater and then a little thermometer next to it. Put the window over this passenger side. It's got a slider in it, so you can get some nice cross ventilation and come up and have your fan set to exhaust and get some nice airflow in here. As far as the mattress, this is a full-size mattress. I think it's about 74 inches long and then it's 54 inches wide. So that's one of the nice things with the ProMasters is they are pretty wide, so you can run mattress widthwise in them. Now for the garage. So I've got a really nice open garage in here. Can you really fit whatever you want? If you wanted a few bikes in here, you wanted to throw some duffel bags, some camping gear, maybe get some more of those totes. Those are really nice to have in the van. So I've got this hose here that's got a quick disconnect on it, so I can either use it to spray off my mountain bike, or I can pop this off, get it on the shower, and use a green 1-pound cylinder to run that hot water shower. For the shower you've got a couple knobs here to control the heat and the water flow, and then you've just got an on-off up here on the shower head. So as soon as it senses that water flow, then it ignites this and warms it up. And then whenever you're not using it, obviously you can shut it off there really easily to conserve your water. One thing you could do is put a curtain from door to door to give you a little bit of privacy when you're showering. Up on top of the roof I've got 2 175 watt panels, and then I've got the Max Air fan with the smoke lid, and it's the one with the rain cover on it. Over here I built a little cedar deck. It's about 2 foot by 4 foot or so. It's good to watch a sunset or two, or also to access the skybox. So up here I've got a kayak that fits up here and a paddleboard, and then also some like climbing gear and life jackets and whatnot. Thanks for stopping in and checking out my 2020 RAM Promaster. It's a really fun build and even more fun to go out and adventure with it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.